In the agricultural sector, the problem of invasive wild boars is becoming increasingly serious. If you want to learn more about this issue, leave number 1 and start with me now. According to the Spanish Ministry of Agriculture, damage caused by wild boars to fruit farms amounts to 100 million USD per year. Damage caused by wild boars includes loss of crops, animal feed, and the cost of installing fences. These fences can be up to 79 centimeters high and are buried deep into the ground to prevent harm from wild boars. However, this is not the most effective measure. In 2023, there were more than 12,500 wild boar attacks on people and property in Spain. To overcome the damage caused by wild boars, the Spanish government has implemented effective measures such as using hunting tools and hunting dogs. Hunting is considered one of the most effective ways to control invasive wild boar populations. In recent years, the number of wild boars handled has increased significantly, contributing to minimizing the harm that this wild animal causes to the environment, crops, and human safety. The number of wild boar in Spain has decreased from about 1 million in 2020 to about 600,000 in 2023. This success is due to the efforts of experienced hunters. First and foremost, an understanding of the terrain inhabited by the invasive wild boar population, which is the Sierra Morena. This is a mountainous area, so movement for hunters becomes difficult. At this time, understanding their terrain was very important. Next, hunters must have expertise in using hunting tools to ensure safety and increase effectiveness in dealing with invasive wildlife. In addition, hunters over 18 years old are allowed to participate in dealing with wild boar in Spain. Hunters will be provided with the Remington 700 toolkit, which has proven to be highly effective. The tool is said by hunters to have high accuracy and long-range targeting capabilities, allowing users to kill wild boars at long distances in their area. The Spanish government also proposed the solution of using hunting dogs in hunting to ensure the safety of hunters. The use of hunting dogs and hunting to deal with the invasion of wild boar began strongly in the 19th century. Hunting dogs have a keen sense of smell, helping hunters easily take down wild animals. Evaluation of the effectiveness of using hunting dogs in controlling the number of wild boar in Spain has been recognized by many international organizations, especially the EU. Hunting dogs are recognized as an effective tool in controlling the number of invasive wild boar and protecting the environment. Thanks to the use of hunting dogs, Spanish farmers can also approach wild boars in aquatic areas. This is the area with the most difficult terrain for hunters, but thanks to the hunting dog's swimming ability, they have the strength to fight wild boars in this environment. In the past 5 years, the use of hunting dogs has helped destroy more than 10,000 wild boars in areas near water sources. Compared to traditional hunting methods, the use of hunting dogs has helped reduce the number of wild boars destroyed in the water environment by 30%. In Spain, the government often sets specific regulations on the number of wild boars allowed to be hunted each hunting season. With a maximum of 5, this number is limited to ensure the protection of wild boar populations and maintain balance in the ecosystem. If hunters exceed the allowed number of wild boar, they can face serious penalties from the government, including fines or loss of future hunting rights. How do you feel about this strict control of hunting activities? If you agree, please leave number 1 in the comments section below. When participating in wild boar hunting, using hunting dogs can be more effective, especially when done during daylight hours. Better visibility and natural light help hunters see more clearly, thereby increasing their chances of a successful hunt. The success rate can increase to about 30 to 40% when hunting during the day. However, during hunting, hunters need to comply with government regulations and policies on wildlife protection. This includes protecting pregnant pigs and piglets to ensure population sustainability and protect species development. After destroying wild boars, collection and treatment are also strictly managed. They are typically transported to processing stations or other safe and efficient disposal locations. This treatment is usually carried out by experts or local government agencies to ensure compliance with hygiene and environmental protection standards. Some areas in Spain will choose to exterminate wild boars because they believe they contain many pathogens that are harmful to health. In other areas, the government will reward hunters with a safety-tested wild boar for handling after completing the task. If you are a hunter, do you use hunting dogs to hunt wild boars? If so, leave the number 1. Otherwise, leave the number 0 in the comment section. Do you have something to share with Spanish hunters? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to support Spanish hunters in dealing with invasive wildlife. Did you know that these deer are also invasive species? They might seem like ordinary grass-eating animals, but if you get too close, they can become aggressive. These two individuals are trying to drive away the deer, but the result is not as expected. Instead, the deer attacks their pet. These two individuals are in a very dangerous situation. I advise you not to act like this. Stay away from them as much as possible because they can attack you. When you approach a cornfield, it's easy to spot deer eating the corn kernels. Preparing for harvest, they will gradually move into the middle of the field to hide and consume the crops. It's estimated that each year, deer consumption can result in millions of tons of corn loss. This is a significant issue for farmers and communities alike. Furthermore, white-tailed deer are also a concerning invasive species. They roam the streets, causing fear among the local residents, who tend to steer clear of them. Many accidents occur, and around those accidents, these animals appear. The government has issued orders to build fences to prevent them. However, many fences are not tall enough, making it easy for them to cross. Fences are constructed around their living areas to ensure they do not roam freely on highways. Hunters from all over the world flock here to participate in this grand hunt. They are not just professional laborers, but also companions to these animals, creating an exciting and challenging hunting experience. Hunters, upon identifying their target, aim precisely and shoot at the chest area, causing paralysis that renders the animal unable to escape. In some other residential areas, the presence of such snakes is a common occurrence. The snakes lie quietly in the garden, waiting for someone to pass by before attacking. Fortunately, the man managed to avoid the snake's attack. Not only in the garden but also on the house's surveillance camera recorded that, during a baseball game, a snake appeared on the field, causing the match to be interrupted. As the number of snakes decreases, the government will enact regulations each year regarding the hunting of these invasive snake species. Hello everyone! Many mountain forest environments are being destroyed. Forest fires are occurring, and the forest vegetation is being affected. Some invasive species are gradually encroaching on areas around residential areas, even within cities. This video will show you how American farmers have dealt with these invasive animals. Leave a 1 to start right away. Some people spotted a group of black bears moving along the highway, causing some of them to abandon their cars and flee. They unexpectedly appeared in this man's yard, causing him to feel frightened. It entered the convenience store and ate food from the convenience store. It seems like this bear is very hungry. They'd break into people's homes, using the swimming pool leisurely while they are away. Not stopping there. This bear even climbs through the window to break into the house, rummaging through the residents' belongings. And you know what? Everything in the house is in disarray. In a major accident caused by a black bear, the car suffered severe damage as a result. This accident has been reported to remind people traveling on highways like this to move at a safe speed. However, the population of these species is increasing rapidly, forcing the government to issue directives to control the population of these bears. They can climb and are not easily found in the forest. These hunters have prepared food that they like and tightly pack it into containers on tree trunks. When bears smell the food, they will come closer to eat, which is the opportunity to hunt these black bears. The hunters hide in trees to find an opportunity to shoot them, using tranquilizer darts to hunt these animals. After being shot, they will run for a while, and when the tranquilizer takes effect, they will lie down peacefully. Now let's delve deeper into the world of wild boar. The hunting expedition in Texas stands out as one of the premier and most renowned destinations worldwide. Every year, thousands of hunters flock to the Lone Star State to partake in this thrilling pursuit. This region, characterized by its hilly terrain and dense forests, offers an excellent choice for hunting enthusiasts seeking new and exciting experiences. For the giant wild boars, which often weigh over 100 pounds, professional hunting companies typically organize these expeditions, providing hunters with guidance on equipment and accommodation before each hunt. The hunting group will be transported to a centralized gathering area. Then, they will be divided into hunting teams, and they will embark on the journey to search for these giant wild hogs. The challenging terrain and the high population of wild pigs make this place a top destination for those pursuing this passion. If you think that just buying a hunting license allows you to go to any hunting area you like, you must understand that hunting skills and observation are crucial. Unlike ordinary wild pigs, these giant wild pigs possess astonishing strength. They range in size from 200 pounds to 600 pounds and can run at double the speed of normal wild pigs. Their thick skin and fur make it crucial to choose the right hunting equipment. to catch them once they are in open and elevated locations. It's crucial to have a clear view of their movements. Wild boars will often move when they detect unfamiliar sounds in the area. Seizing this opportunity, hunters and farmers swiftly pursue and capture the wild boars. Everything seemed straightforward, but it wasn't. Slippery ground caused the boar to evade. And with its remarkable speed and agility, the giant wild hog escaped, leaving the hunters far behind. Behind another wild boar was discovered by the hunting dogs providing assistance. This boar was quite sizable, weighing approximately 300 pounds. The agility and quick hands helped harvest a large trophy, celebrating with the team. In a dense forest, the diverse landscape presents a unique challenge and rich hunting experience. In the truest sense, you let the wild boar slip away in the blink of an eye. Its speed of movement so swift that one could hardly underestimate its power. The hunters immediately split up and moved over greater distances, increasing the likelihood of catching it by about 60%. Will the wild boar be caught this time? Oh, it has been brought down by the nearest hunter, which is crucial, highlighting the importance of hunting in teams for both safety and capturing a larger number of wild boars. The pack of dogs is still on the move, chasing after the wild boars, and it was eventually brought down while attempting to escape. If a giant wild boar escapes, such a simple calculation would indeed result in a huge loss, with a boar weighing 100 pounds fetching around $3,000. That would be quite unfortunate, wouldn't it? For hunting teams, after the hunting period, they will be awarded prizes right in the forest, with rewards typically ranging from moderate to substantial. And of course, any captured wild boars will be converted into catch for the hunters. 2 million giant wild pigs are hunted in the United States every year, with this number increasing due to the growing demand for wild pig meat. The beaver rat, a rodent from Europe, was introduced to the United States in the 19th century and rapidly proliferated, causing significant environmental and economic impacts. They often attack crops, harming food supplies and destroying the balance in local ecosystems. Florida beaver rats, in particular, are a serious problem, as they destroy soil structure and damage burrowing turf lands, affecting livestock and agriculture. To control the proliferation of beaver rats, trapping methods have been developed and widely applied. In this video, we will look at two important methods for catching beaver mice: trapping beaver mice with a cage and trapping beaver mice with an underwater cage. The method of trapping beaver mice with cages is based on the principle that when beaver mice approach the bait inside the cage, they will become trapped. This method is effective and less harmful to the environment. But it should be noted that the large size of the cage can make it difficult to move. One of the popular methods of controlling beaver rats is the use of underwater steel wire traps, based on the fact that when they try to cross the trap area, they become trapped in the underwater wire mesh. Steel wire has advantages such as low cost, efficiency, and ease of implementation. Compared to other methods, setting up and using steel wire traps in water is often economical and does not require much expense. However, despite these advantages, this method also brings some limitations that need to be considered. One of the important limitations is the potential for injury to animals other than beavers that accidentally pass through the area of the trap. This requires careful attention and monitoring to ensure that the method does not have a negative impact on the environment and other wildlife. Hunting is also an effective measure, but carrying out hunting activities requires compliance with special principles and precautions. For dangerous habitats like swamps, hunters need experience, skills, and adequate equipment to ensure safety, including life jackets, helmets, and protective glasses. To increase effectiveness in controlling beaver rats, hunters can use binoculars to observe the hunting area from the AAR and set traps in places where beaver rats often appear, such as paths and baited areas. Beaver rats are common rodents, often appearing in people's homes. In another situation, the method used to treat beaver rats is by capturing and then releasing them back into the wild. This is considered a humane measure to deal with the problem of beaver rats that humans have caused, in order to protect and maintain the ecological balance in their habitat. While this method may be considered humane, managing and controlling beaver rat populations still requires an understanding of ecology and the effectiveness of specific measures. This helps ensure that the balance between the species and the natural environment is maintained, while ensuring safety and resilience for both people and the agricultural environment. Although beaver rats are an invasive species, their population control has been effective. They also provide meat, which is a popular food source, and plays an important role in the human food chain. These solutions have been effective in preventing the growth of beaver mouse populations and keeping human and wildlife habitats in a stable state. Millions of wild boars invading have caused serious traffic accidents and greatly affected the lives of Korean people. Faced with the damage they cause, Korean farmers have had to find ways to prevent and control this invasive animal species. In the following video, join me in exploring the effective measures Korean farmers use to manage and minimize the impact of wild boar. Every year, millions of wild boars flood cities in South Korea, disrupting people's daily lives. These encroachments lead to many traffic accidents. In 2022, there was a notable incident where a wild boar ran across the road and collided with a car. The front of the car was severely damaged, and the wild boar was knocked unconscious on the spot. Wild boars not only disrupt traffic on major roads, but also venture into densely populated urban areas to attack and cause damage. This impacts local businesses, leading to significant economic losses. Every year, wild boar invasions cause about 1.2 billion USD in damage to Korea. This situation serves as a clear reminder to the people that they must always be vigilant and promptly report sightings of wild boars to the authorities to solve this problem. In urban areas invaded by wild boars, Korean authorities have implemented hunting measures to control the situation. Thanks to this method, Korean people have reduced anxiety and feel safer from the threat of wild boars. This method has helped successfully control the wild boar population, reducing it to about 100,000 by 2023. If you find this method effective, please leave number 1 below in the comments section. Experienced hunters in Korea often choose mountainous terrain to deal with wild boars. These areas are often frequented by wild boars due to their abundant food supply. Additionally, wild boars tend to forage during the day, making it easier for hunters to locate and track them. Hunting during the day helps hunters move more easily over steep, difficult-to-see trails. However, it is important to avoid hunting on bad weather days, as this can affect safety and effectiveness. Using a silencer when hunting wild boar has many benefits, especially helping to reduce noise while hunting. Silencers also protect the hunter's hearing from loud noises and reduce the impact on other animals, helping to limit panic and stress for animals that are not the target of hunting. time hunters go out, they should wear appropriate clothing to increase safety. Korean hunters often wear orange clothing for easy identification in case of danger, ensuring they can be seen and rescued promptly if needed. There should be at least 3 hunters per trip to support and help each other, increasing the overall efficiency and safety of the hunt. Additionally, all hunters in Korea must have a hunting license issued by a government agency. In particular, in winter January, Koreans organize hunts for invasive wild animals. The use of hunting tools is a complex issue, with many arguing that it is inhumane and negatively impacts invasive wildlife species. However, it cannot be denied that this measure is effective in dealing with millions of invasive wild species. Koreans also combat invasive wild boars by using one-legged traps. Setting traps requires careful preparation and expertise from hunters to ensure effectiveness and safety. Attention to detail is critical in the trap setting process. To minimize risks to hunter safety, the hunter must ensure that the trap mechanism is properly checked and calibrated. To prevent accidental activation of the trap during setup, clear warning signs or markers should be added around the trap area. This helps alert hunters and other passers-by to the presence of the trap, reducing the risk of unintended injury. The use of traps to deal with invasive species is not only an effective but also humane measure, as these traps are designed to cause as little injury as possible to captured animals, providing a safe and quick way to control and eliminate them from human habitat. Combining traps and hunting equipment has helped reduce the number of wild boars invading South Korea's urban areas and helped reduce traffic accidents. If you support both of these methods, please comment number 1. Thank you for watching the entire video. Please share the video for your family to have good luck. And now, join me in watching this video. Invasive wolves are not only a major threat to farmers in the United States, but are now also a serious problem for farmers in Europe. Every year, farmers in Europe face huge losses due to wolf attacks. Sheep are often the main targets of ferocious wolves, and as a result, millions of sheep die, causing huge economic losses. Damages are estimated at around €2 million per year, posing a challenge for the wool processing industry to adjust output to meet supply and demand. Sheep farms often suffer the most damage in winter, when food for wolves becomes scarce and sheep become easier targets. This ease makes sheep farms ideal targets for wolves. Sheep are often attacked in the neck and thighs, making them unable to react to aggressive wolves, especially when farmers cannot predict attacks in time. Wolves often enter unpredicted areas, near forests, where they can escape quickly. According to recent studies, wolf numbers have increased in Europe, meaning an increased risk for farmers. Wolves often attack livestock while they are on the move or at night, causing significant economic losses. These attacks raise worrying questions about measures to protect sheep herds and ensure Are there any measures that can effectively prevent wolf attacks without harming sheep? Finding the most suitable and sustainable solution requires cooperation between researchers, environmental regulators, and farmers. Wolves have a running speed of up to 35 to 40 mph. This strength and speed helps them easily chase and hunt prey. In this context, farmers in Europe are facing a major challenge in protecting their livestock from wolf attacks. The best time to hunt wolves is usually at night or early morning, when they are more active and easier to observe. In winter, when food becomes scarce, wolves have to move around more in search of food, making it more accessible. Observing and hunting wolves requires careful preparation and skill on the part of the hunter. One of the most important factors is determining and maintaining a safe and effective distance to shoot wolves, which typically ranges from 50 to 300 meters depending on environmental conditions. Choosing the right scope is important because it affects the accuracy of the shot, the hunter's welfare, and the animal's natural experience. At this distance, hunters can use a viewfinder or observation device to assist and accurately evaluate. Identifying targets in advance of shooting distance helps hunters avoid detection, minimizing the risk of wolves detecting them and reacting by running away or attacking. Once the appropriate distance has been determined, shooting needs to be done accurately and carefully using the appropriate weapon and ammunition to ensure effectiveness and safety during hunting season. Hunting with teammates or alone has its own advantages and disadvantages. However, hunting with teammates often brings more benefits in many cases. The presence of teammates not only creates a safer environment, but also improves the likelihood of a successful hunt. First, hunting with teammates provides support and safety for each member of the group. If you encounter an emergency or dangerous situation, having someone nearby can provide timely help and support. Second, hunting with teammates increases your chances of successfully shooting down prey. Having more hunting eyes and the experience of teammates increases the ability to detect and track prey, improving orientation and searching abilities, thereby increasing the chance of hitting the target. Ultimately, hunting with teammates provides a better social experience, sharing the joys, challenges, and achievements of the hunt, creating memories and strong bonds between group members. This not only adds excitement and passion to hunting activities, but also creates an environment of engagement and strong feeling, aiming to achieve a balance between human interests and animal survival, wild like wolves, while effectively controlling wolf populations. In protecting farms, innovative measures such as using modern technology to monitor wolf behavior and applying strategic trapping methods are extremely important. These measures not only help reduce the number of wolves in the wild, but also minimize negative impacts on the ecosystem. This improves effectiveness in protecting both people and wildlife, while maintaining a balanced and sustainable natural habitat. Environmental hunting can lead to a reduction in the number and biodiversity of species, as well as disruption of ecological relationships. In addition, hunting wild animals can disrupt the natural food chain and adversely affect the development of other species in the biological community. Therefore, prospecting and predicting their lives is important to maintain their natural balance and habitat. The use of hunting equipment to kill wolves depends on the laws and hunting culture of each country. Some countries have robust wolf management programs in which the use of hunting equipment to control wolf populations is carefully regulated and monitored. However, specific information about the number of people participating in wolf hunting has not been publicly released due to the sensitivity of this issue and fluctuations in legal regulations and public opinion. Wild boars have a rapid growth rate, about 20 to 25% per year, which creates many management challenges due to their high adaptability to many different environments. Wild boar populations need to be culled each year to maintain current numbers. Adult pigs can weigh up to 6.61 pounds. They can move alone or in groups to forage, although they move slowly due to many obstacles, but this does not reduce their danger level. With these characteristics, the invasive feral hog species is expected to cause serious problems affecting the quality of life of Texans. The city of Lufkin in East Texas is facing a problem of wild boar attacks, even on children's play areas. These ferocious wild boars often roam the streets, rummaged through trash cans, attack pets, and even threaten to damage people's property safety. According to estimates, property damage caused by wild boar attacks in Lufkin, Texas in 2023 will amount to more than $1 million USD. Garbage collection costs also increase because they often rummage through trash cans, causing waste to spill onto the street, estimated at more than $500,000 per year. When living in an environment polluted by waste, you will choose to move to another place or find ways to deal with harmful factors. Feral hogs are not limited to urban areas, but are also known to be the invasive species that causes the most damage to farms in East Texas. The farming industry, especially corn, was seriously affected. According to estimates by the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, the corn industry in Texas will lose about $19,190 million USD due to wild boar invasion in 2023. This number accounts for about 10% of the total corn production of the state of Texas. Corn production is the second largest industry, bringing the largest revenue to farmers, with revenue of $22.3 billion USD. Therefore, the Texas government must take strong measures to minimize these losses. Don't take your eyes off the screen. Below is the only effective method applied in this state. During dangerous hunting trips, terrain can cause many disadvantages for hunters. Traveling on rough mountain roads can be potentially dangerous and drain the hunter's energy. To overcome this, hunters use helicopters as their main means of transport. Hunting helicopters provide a quick and flexible means of transportation, helping hunters easily track and effectively destroy invading wild boar herds. According to hunters, wild boars often live in remote, hard-to-reach places, so helicopters help them reach these areas more easily. Professional hunters know how to use hunting equipment to take down wild boars before they have a chance to run away. Pilots are trained to locate wild boars. After hunters and pilots are prepared in terms of expertise and hunting skills. Do you think that is enough to be able to hunt wild boar? They need to have all the necessary hunting licenses. You should check the weather forecast in advance to ensure suitable conditions for a safe flight, and choose an experienced pilot who is well trained in helicopter operations to ensure efficiency and safety throughout. Wild boar hunting flight. pilots assist hunters in searching for wild boars by identifying areas with many wild boars and ensuring flight safety. Do you agree that the combination of hunter and pilot makes for a successful hunt? If so, please leave number 2 in the comments section. In addition, hunters need to be fully equipped with hunting equipment and helmets to ensure safety and effectiveness during hunting. It's important to stay safe and responsible, helping you take down wild boars accurately and without causing harm. Flying at lower altitudes provides clearer visibility, helping hunters spot slow-moving wild boars in jungle and desert areas. The slow movement of invasive feral hogs gives hunters enough time to process information and make informed decisions when searching for them during the day. The wild boar population has been successfully eliminated by approximately 50,000 animals by 2022, and this initiative has been adopted by many other states. However, you may be wondering how much it costs to conduct a wild boar hunt by helicopter. This is the most effective method, but also the most expensive. The costs of the campaign are shared between hunters and local authorities. They typically pay for the plane and pilots, while contractors are responsible for gas and other costs. The average cost for a wild boar hunt is about $500, but can vary depending on the size of the hunting area. Overall, this campaign minimized damage to crops and the environment in the state of Georgia. In your opinion, what other solutions does Texas have to optimize the management of invasive wildlife populations? If you have a new method that is cost-effective but still effective, please share to help communities with invasive animals. Some communities do not support helicopter hunting of wild boar, as they believe this practice is hurting wild boar. Another opinion is that using helicopters causes environmental pollution due to emissions from aircraft and hunting equipment. Think about this issue. Which opinion do you support? If you agree, please comment with 0. If you know the characteristics and hiding places of wild boars, please share so everyone can avoid them. If you support the way Texans responded with helicopters, please comment number 3 because this solution has been effective in preventing the growth of some invasive species. any other solutions? If so, please don't forget to share your comments and opinions below. At the same time, don't forget to share, like and subscribe to our channel to support upcoming videos. Finally, don't forget to share this video with all your friends so they can watch and enjoy. In recent years, wild fox populations in the United States have increased rapidly by millions, causing concern and fear among people, especially farmers. The problem is getting worse, with estimates from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency putting the wild fox population at between 3.5 and 7 million. Leave number 1 in the comments and get started with me now. Foxes not only appear in urban and rural areas, but are also increasingly encroaching into residential areas, creating major safety and economic challenges. This poses a difficult problem for the community, requiring effective management and handling measures to solve this problem. International wild foxes possess high flexibility and adaptability, allowing them to move through all types of terrain from forests, grasslands to streets. This behavior not only increases the risk of entering residential areas, but also threatens pets and human health. The breeding season of wild foxes usually begins in January and lasts until March. Each litter usually has 4 to 6 cubs with a high reproductive rate. A female fox can give birth to up to 2 cubs per day, leading to rapid population growth. They'd often take advantage of burrows and climbing skills to find places to live and defend. To penetrate residential areas, wild foxes can even jump over walls, creating significant challenges for the community. People often leave food in the suburbs at night, attracting wild foxes and other wildlife, increasing the risk of intrusion into their daily lives. Wild foxes not only hunt prey such as rabbits, mice and birds, but also attack large livestock, affecting livestock productivity. More worryingly, they can also carry infectious diseases such as rabies, endangering the health of both humans and animals. The process of trapping wild foxes in the city is organized and carried out systematically, often by competent authorities such as the Department of Animal Health or the Department of Forestry. This process does not stop at simply setting traps, but also includes many important steps to ensure effectiveness in controlling and reducing the number of wild foxes. First of all, determining where to place traps is an important step, especially in areas where wild foxes are most likely to occur, such as home gardens and landfills. This process requires a deep understanding of wild fox behavior and ecology to optimize their attraction to traps. Next, preparing the trap is another important step. There are two main types of wild fox traps: cage traps and clip traps. The cage trap works like a cage with a door that opens to the front, while the lick trap uses the jaws to catch the fox. The choice between the two types of traps often depends on the specific characteristics of the trap area and the ecology of the wild foxes there. Trapping is not just about choosing the location or type of trap, but also involves how to set the trap to most effectively attract wild foxes. Traps should be placed in areas where wild foxes are active, such as food or shelter. Strategic trapping can increase the likelihood of capturing wild foxes and reduce unwanted harassment. Another important factor influencing the effectiveness of fox trapping is how often the trap is tested, to ensure that the trap is not only initially effective, but also remains effective over time. Ensuring fox traps are checked at least once a day is an important measure to prevent their spread. This ensures that if any wild foxes become trapped, they are dealt with immediately, preventing their spread. The effectiveness of fox trapping depends not only on technical factors such as location, trap type, and frequency of inspection, but also on a deep understanding of the ecology and behavior of wild foxes. Model research from the University of California, Davis has shown that the use of cage traps can reduce wild fox populations in cities by up to 70%. This is testament to the effectiveness of wild fox trapping strategies, especially when using methods built on extensive research and understanding of fox hunting and invasive behavior. Consider fox trapping not just a simple task, but part of a comprehensive strategy designed to reduce fox numbers and control their invasion. This process requires diligent, careful planning and special attention to ecological factors. Hunting begins with an assessment of the invasiveness of the wild fox population in that area. Experts need to assess the extent of damage caused to the environment and agriculture, as well as the impact on native flora and fauna. This provides an important information base to determine further hunting plans. Planning your hunt is the next important step. The location, facilities, and safety measures must be carefully defined. The goal is to ensure hunting is safe and effective, while minimizing negative impacts on the environment. Deciding on hunting equipment is an important part, depending on the terrain, environmental conditions, and availability of each option. Before starting each hunt, identifying a specific target is necessary to avoid unwanted situations, such as shooting unnecessary animals. For long-term control of fox populations, reducing food sources and improving their habitat can be effective measures. However, dealing with invasive fox populations in Australia is facing challenges and requires appropriate treatment measures from farms. To solve the problem of wild boars, people use hunting methods. The original purpose of hunting wild boars was to maintain natural balance, but they have become a worrying threat to agriculture and the environment. Managing and controlling their numbers is an important task to protect our lives and livelihoods. So what do you think about how Americans are dealing with the wild boar problem? Leave number 1 if you agree with the hunting method. Otherwise, leave number 0 and share your opinion in the comments section below. Continue watching the rest of the video to see exactly how feral pigs are an invasive species in the United States. Feral pigs pose a serious threat to the U.S. agricultural economy. According to estimates by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, feral pigs cause about $2.5 billion in damage to U.S. agriculture each year. They are omnivores and are capable of eating many crops such as corn, wheat, soybeans, and wild vegetables, causing great loss. American farmers' worries come not only from the growth of weeds, but also from the significant presence of feral pigs in their fields. When they checked the map, they saw that wild pigs had invaded and destroyed their fields in just a few hours. White marks in the fields are a sign that the planting plan has been destroyed, and many corn plants have been broken and lying underground. This increases the burden on farmers and causes great losses to agricultural production. Wild boars are animals that reproduce very quickly. Each litter can give birth to 6 to 12 cubs per year. This leads to a rapid increase in the number of wild boars. Wild boars and hybrid pigs often dig holes and destroy land, causing land degradation and reducing the productivity of that land. By using their snouts to dig in the ground to find food, this behavior is called rooting and is one of their most destructive habits. When they uproot trees, they destroy vegetation, disrupt soil processes, increase erosion, and reduce water quality. All of these impacts are costly to landowners. Another negative behavior is when they bask in humid and hot areas to cool off and avoid insect bites. This leads to the formation of large puddles in the forests where they live, creating holes created by wild boars and rainwater. Wild species are highly adaptable and can survive in a variety of habitat conditions, so it is not surprising that they can also colonize urban areas and cities. They often take advantage of greenery in urban spaces as shelter and pathways for movement. Using their noses to explore areas on school grounds and roadside flowers, they search for food in lawns that have remained intact since the trash they pulled out, polluting the area due to the high concentration of residents. Managing wildlife in cities is a particular challenge. They are also a threat to humans and livestock, capable of attacking and causing injury. Their ferocity and ability to attack humans and livestock make them the most dangerous invasive species to American communities. In this situation, we need to talk about the diseases that all these wild boars bring as a nuisance walk. First of all, we must mention African swine fever, ASF. Fortunately, this disease is not transmitted to humans, but it can cause major economic losses to the pig industry. Imagine your bacon and everything related to pigs being completely banned because of African swine fever. Hundreds of thousands of hornet nests in Europe destroyed hundreds of honeybee nests in just one night. They attack humans and fruit farms, causing productivity and fruit quality to decline. Right now, let's go with catfarmer to some areas in Europe to see what European farmers have done to prevent and destroy these bees. Leave number 1 and start a video now. According to research by Wageningen University in the Netherlands, Asian giant hornets have been identified as a potential hazard. They can cause damage of up to 10% of fruit production. In Europe, in the worst case, the damage rate can increase up to 30%. The wasp threat is not limited to affecting fruit healing, but is also a serious risk. Due to the honey industry and related products, wasp nests are capable of destroying hundreds of honeybee nests in one night. According to research by the European Agency for Agriculture and Food Administration, giant hornets can cause up to 70% loss of honey. Production in Europe not only threatens plants and honeybees, but Asian giant hornet venom also poses significant risks to human health, especially for children and the elderly. According to Public Health England, between 2004 and 2023, 13 people in England were stung by giant hornets, including 2 that were not economically viable according to estimates by the Department of Agriculture. European Industry and Food. Total damage caused by giant hornets could reach 600 million per year in Europe. The product industry may lose about 250 million per 1 year, while the agricultural industry may lose about 350 million per 1 year. Up to now, there are many different methods of catching wasps, and among them, pheromone traps have emerged as an effective solution. And catching wasps through the stimulation of hormone-like chemicals. Although this method not only keeps costs stable, but is also very easy to implement with a relatively low cost and simple process. Traps have become an effective tool in wasp control, especially in areas where they are frequent and harmful to agriculture. Applying these measures in areas where wasps live can bring great benefits, not only for protecting crops, but also ensuring the safety of people living nearby. European farmers approach the removal of wasp nests with special care to ensure safety by using professional protective gear. Protective equipment includes helmets with visors, long waterproof gloves, waterproof pants and boots. In addition, they have gas masks, goggles and body armor that can be used to protect the entire body. Asian giant hornets frequently nest in forested areas, such as forest parks and home gardens. Beehives are often built in high and discreet locations, such as on trees in caves or artificial structures, before catching wasps. Experts need to conduct thorough preparations, including contacting authorities to ensure a valid wasp relocation permit is being researched. To catch wasps, you need to prepare adequate protective gear, equipment, and choose the right time to minimize risks. Experts estimate that about 30,000 wasp nests are harvested in Europe each year, although this number can fluctuate depending on the wasp invasion. The situation, once the wasps have been harvested, can be handled by killing them to be turned into food or used for medical research purposes. In addition to catching them after implementing control measures, special measures are being taken in Europe to control Asian giant hornets. This includes planting aggressive plants to attract them, using sound emitters or scents to repel them, as well as developing wasps that are resistant to their toxins. These measures are being researched and tested to ensure effectiveness and safety. In some highlands, cleaning the nest sometimes becomes a bit difficult. However, after receiving information from the community, experts will proceed to handle this problem. The main method for removing wasp nests is to use chemical sprays on the nest. This chemical has the ability to kill bees right at the nest before they have a chance to fly out of the nest. To do this, people often use long chemical pipes to bring chemicals to where they need to be treated. Many experts also apply drone technology to guide fire spraying and process honeycomb treatment after fire is sprayed into the honeycomb. After about 5 to 10 minutes, the honeycomb can be treated. Harvesting is not difficult. However, implementing these measures requires professionalism and careful control, which is not a task that any citizen should attempt, due to the high safety risk for yourself and those around you. Some residents of Europe have adopted the method of burning beehives with fire. a method that not only harms our friends, but is also potentially dangerous. In particular, mountainous areas and old forests, where trees are very dense, can cause the risk of forest fires, affecting the ecosystem and the relationship between humans and the environment. Do you agree with these measures? If so, leave the number 1. Otherwise, if you disagree, leave the number 0 and share your opinion in the comment section below. Canada is known as one of the countries famous for night hunting of wild animals, especially species that often attack livestock such as cows and sheep. Farms often suffer heavy losses when hundreds of millions of animals are attacked and slaughtered. So how can farmers effectively deal with and control these wild species? Leave number 1 in the comments and get started with me now. In fact, coyote attacks often take place at night, when livestock are resting and cannot defend themselves. This makes controlling them more difficult. The Canadian government has implemented hunting measures to deal with this problem. One of the simplest yet most effective measures is the use of diffuse lighting to track coyotes during night hunting. Hunters and farmers have been supported by the government in the deployment and use of this lighting technology. This increases the ability to observe and monitor coyotes, thereby reducing risks to farms and livestock. Applying this measure not only helps protect farms and livestock from coyote attacks, but is also an effective solution to maintain ecological balance and protect animals native. To limit noise when traveling, hunters often use remote hunting tools. The process of harvesting coyotes at night requires them to choose a convenient location to have an overall view of the free range of the farm. When they appear, speed and accuracy in shooting are very important. A small mistake can be dangerous for farm animals. In addition, hunting license skills are also important, as each wolf must be brought down effectively. During each hunting night, each person can hunt from 2 to 10 coyotes. The wolf population in Canada is growing and is concentrated mainly in both urban and rural areas. What do you think about hunting wolves in the cold snow? Snowmobiling to hunt coyotes is an exciting activity. Fresh winter air fills your lungs as you slide across the pure snow, scanning the sky for some trace of movement. Every twist and turn builds suspense, knowing that at any moment you could encounter a rare predator. The excitement of the hunt, combined with the breathtaking beauty of the snow-capped landscape, creates an unforgettable experience that will leave you craving more exciting adventures in the wild. Next, we come to other animals called invasive foxes. They often attack small livestock, such as chickens and sheep at night, causing significant damage to farms. Therefore, hunting foxes at night is the most effective way to control this population. Areas near farms often attract many foxes because they smell similar to livestock. This facilitates hunting and helps reduce fox intrusion on farms. Hunters in Canada often use radiator lights to observe and search for them, because foxes have small bodies and they often attack from behind. This helps ensure hunter safety and increases the predictability of fox attacks. To observe effectively, remaining silent is very important. The hunter can shoot down one fox at a time, but this requires agility and skill. Hunters need to practice a lot and use the right hunting tools to achieve accurate results. The speed of each hunt also depends on the type of tool and the skill of the hunter. Each hunter can harvest from 5 to 20 foxes in one night, depending on their experience and equipment. In fact, the performance of fox hunting fluctuates depending on many factors, such as weather conditions, terrain, and the presence of foxes in the hunting area. In addition, many other wild species are also widely distributed in Canada and are also hunted. However, this needs to be carefully managed to avoid negative impacts on the environment and biodiversity. Biodiversity management also requires compliance with regulations and laws on environmental and wildlife conservation. Do you know which wild animals often attack cattle farms at night? And how do you handle them? Other than coyotes and foxes. So another type of animal causes a lot of trouble, especially for chicken farms at night, particularly in areas near forests, where their frequent presence has raised many concerns within the community. Canada's black bear population currently numbers about 250,000 animals, with an uneven distribution concentrated in heavily forested areas in the east and west of the country. Black bear hunting is a popular activity in Canada to control this population. And this becomes more interesting when done at night. When darkness covers the forest, some bears will go looking for food, and at this time, they can be easily detected. However, bear hunting is a risky activity, and having teammates with you and using hunting tools such as bows and arrows are necessary. When spotting a target, it is important to stay calm and avoid making noise, as bears are very sensitive and may attack if they sense any level of danger. At the same time, targeting the stun points on the bear's body is the optimal way to paralyze them. Using bows and arrows to shoot bears is the most common method, because after being pierced by an arrow, the bear will gradually lose the ability to move. However, bears are still a powerful animal, and care is always necessary when approaching and handling them. Do you agree with this method? If yes, leave number 1. Otherwise, leave number 0 and share your opinion in the comments section below. During the last 10,000 years, as the last glaciers melted, moose began appearing in the United States, initially in the forests and inhabited grasslands of Alaska and Canada. Recently, however, elk numbers have increased dramatically, and they have migrated to other southern regions of the United States, following Fish and Wildlife. The moose population in the United States has doubled over the past 50 years, from about 500,000 in 1970 to more than 1 million in 2020. This increase is largely due to improvements in their habitat, including the expansion of forests and grasslands. This is a testament to the vitality and excellent adaptation of this animal in today's natural environment. According to information from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, each year there are about 1,500 traffic accidents caused by moose in the United States. This is a notable problem, especially in rural and suburban areas where elk are often present. Statistics show that economic losses from these accidents amount to an estimated $1.3 billion USD per year. Of this, repair costs account for about $1 billion USD, and medical costs for the injured are $300 million USD. The most serious accident was recorded on December 23, 2017 in the state of Oregon. In this accident, a truck collided with a moose, causing the truck to flip over and catch fire. Statistics from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service show losses to the agricultural industry are estimated at $500 million per year. Not only do they threaten traffic safety and the economy, elk also pose risks to tourist and forested areas. Every year, about 200 moose attack forest tourists in the U.S. Complying with these safety measures in the area can reduce the risk of accidents and attacks from elk, protecting both drivers, people living in rural areas, and forest visitors. Elk hunting is a popular population management method widely used in many countries around the world, including the United States, Canada, and Europe. This not only helps control the elk population, but also ensures balance and ecology in each country. State elk hunting licensing processes vary, but the most important thing is that the minimum age is usually 18 years or older. Players must also complete hunting safety training, including how to safely use guns, handle animals after hunting, and how to protect the environment. The permitting process also involves paying a fee ranging from several dozen to several $100s. However, these costs are often considered to conflict with the benefits of controlling elk populations. When starting a hunting activity, it is important that participants pay attention to a few important things to ensure safety. Choosing a safe hunting location is important, as is using hunting equipment properly. Hunting time is also important because elk are often active in the early morning and late afternoon. Wild boar. Do you know about this invasive species? If so, please leave number 1 and join me to find out now. Building fences cannot completely prevent their intrusion into agricultural areas. Wild boars often move in herds, which gives them the opportunity to escape and hide in the forest. They have the ability to destroy fences to penetrate agricultural areas. Fences are sometimes ineffective, especially when faced with the intelligence and destructive capabilities of wild boars. In 2022, a farmer in Texas built a 6.56-foot fence to prevent feral hogs from entering his farm. However, the fence was not perfect, and the pigs still entered the farm and caused damage to crops in some other areas. According to a study by Texas A&M University, Each wild boar can cause up to $2,000 in damage per year. Wild stem boars can cause a lot of damage to agriculture, including destroying crops, stealing food, and spreading diseases. Each litter can give birth to from 5 to 12 cubs, with a reproductive period of about 114 days. Not only that, wild boars are also capable of giving birth to 2 to 3 litters per year, creating conditions for rapid population growth. With such high fertility, just one female wild boar can give birth to more than 100 piglets within 2 years. This explains why the number of feral hogs in Texas has increased significantly according to statistics from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Wild boars are not limited to a specific type of terrain, but can exist in a variety of environments, from deep forests to vast grasslands, from mountainous plateaus to plains. Day and night, they can travel long distances to find food. Wild boars are truly versatile creatures, capable of enduring all types of weather from cold days to hot days. In addition to their ability to eat a variety of foods, their diet is also very diverse, including vegetables, fruits, grains, and even animal carcasses. This flexibility allows wild boars to find food effectively in any land they choose to live. Weighing up to 750 pounds, wild boars have fearsome defense weapons, including sharp teeth and sharp claws. They do not face any natural enemies except humans. Large carnivores, such as tigers, lions, and panthers, disappeared in Texas long ago, leaving feral pigs with no natural predators to fear. In the past, coyotes and wolves were natural enemies of wild boars, but they were hunted to near extinction. The lack of natural enemies has allowed wild boar numbers to increase significantly. They can reproduce and grow without having to face natural competition. The threat of population growth is placing great pressure on the environment and wild boar species. Increased demand for land and food has caused wild boars to invade cropland areas and face fierce competition with humans. The need for food for wild boars is increasing, forcing them to search for food in new areas, sometimes entering areas used for other purposes. Infrastructure development, such as roads and railways, has created new migration routes for wild pigs, expanding habitat and food sources, changing the economic structure. This poses major challenges in wild boar conservation and management, requiring a balance between human development needs and environmental protection. Let's continue to watch the rest of the video to know exactly. First of all, vertigo is a pheasant. They eat many different types of plants. They are one of the invasive species that cause significant consequences for the environment. At the time of research in England, it was discovered that they could consume significant amounts of food, up to 55-11 pounds per day, equivalent to about 15% of the wheat yield of an acre of land. Their increased appetite can cause great damage to crops, especially in dry conditions, when fields are under the influence of harsh weather. They not only eat grass but also dig the ground in search of insects, negatively affecting many types of plants and degrading the soil. Not only that, pheasant populations also increased rapidly during their breeding cycle. They reproduce at an astonishing rate and quantity, with each mother pheasant being able to lay 10 to 15 eggs at a time. They then incubate the eggs for about 21 days before the young hatch. An increase in pheasant populations can cause serious problems, so population control is extremely important. In Europe, the main method of controlling pheasant populations is through hunting. With the aid of hunting dogs, farmers have adopted effective measures to control pheasant populations, but have also capitalized on the business of pheasant farming and agricultural product production. On farms in these areas, Farmers combine growing agricultural products and raising pheasants to provide food at the same time. These measures not only help maintain ecological balance, but also create a sustainable source of income for farmers. Pheasant hunting usually begins in August and lasts until December, when millions of sparrows are targeted by hunters every year. European farmers earn about 500 million USD from raising and supplying pheasants, making a major contribution to the region's economy. When it comes time to harvest, millions of pheasants are released into hunting areas, where hunters must pay a fee to participate. Strict regulations are in place, ensuring that pheasant hunting is more tightly controlled. Pheasant meat is a popular dish, despite its small body. Adult males can weigh up to 2.5 pounds, while females are smaller. Therefore, to have enough food for a family, you need at least one large enough pheasant, with the meat price being quite high compared to regular chicken. In addition to being eaten, their feathers are also used to make hats and jewelry, with expensive items made from long-tailed pheasant feathers, bringing high income to European farmers. Each year, an estimated $20 million is lost due to baboon invasions in the U.S. state of Iowa. To cope with this situation, Iowans need to find the most effective measures to protect their lives and property. Baboons originally came from Japan, when some escaped from animal sanctuaries and zoos in the 1970s and migrated to Iowa. One of the main reasons why they attract millions is the presence of many abandoned buildings in green areas, which provide ideal shelter for them. Hopefully, through a deeper understanding of the origin and biology of baboons, Iowans will find appropriate solutions to address this invasive situation and protect their habitat. It is estimated that there are currently about 1,500 baboons living in Iowa, with the largest population in Davenport. However, they are not only feared by the people here, but also cause serious problems. Constantly flooding into the city, they create traffic jams and cause significant encroachment. Increased numbers of baboons mean power outages and damage to the power supply system. This is due to their flexible habits of climbing and exploring their surroundings. They often move quickly on electrical wires, and their weight often causes damage to electrical systems. This not only affects the safety of farmers in the area, but also increases the risk of traffic accidents. This incident caused great attention in the community, as people began to worry and express concern about the risk from this animal on the highway. This was only reinforced when in 2021, a group of baboons suddenly appeared on a highway in Iowa, blocking traffic for more than an hour. These events have forced Iowa farmers to face new challenges. They are trying to find ways to protect their property from baboon invasions. Local researchers are also working together to research and develop effective measures to prevent the spread of this animal and protect community safety. Don't look away from the next screen. I'll take you on a hunt to deal with the invasive species baboons of hunters who want to drive these animals out of the city. Comment number 1 if you are looking forward to the interesting hunt follows. Yes, the use of hunting methods can be considered as a solution to deal with the problem of baboon invasion. However, before undertaking any hunting, a permit is required from the local authorities. growing number of invasive baboons causing damage and threatening the safety of residents in Iowa. A temporary solution has been the use of pesticides in their food. This is a fairly common method and can help minimize negative impacts from animal intrusions, creating a safer environment for residents in urban areas. They mix pesticides or contraceptives into fruits, such as oranges and bananas, and place this food in places frequented by baboons. When they eat this food, they will be affected by the drug and may lose their ability to reproduce or have sleep problems. However, to achieve the best results, people need to use the drug safely, not overdose, and strictly follow the instructions for use. Among baboon repellent devices on the market, there is a special product with waterproof ultrasonic technology and solar energy. This device has a flashing lead-lighted motion sensor, helping Iowans effectively prevent baboon invasions into their living areas. With its smart operating mechanism and floating feature, turn on. The machine uses solar energy to charge its battery and emits ultrasound waves that are harmless but effective in repelling baboons from protected areas. In particular, the machine is designed to be waterproof, allowing it to operate reliably in all weather conditions. The motion sensor activates the machine when it detects the presence of baboons, stimulating the lead light to flash and emit ultrasonic waves at the same time. I am very satisfied with this approach by the people of Iowa, because not only does it not hurt the environment, but it also does not hurt the baboons. If you agree with this method, please leave number 1 in the comments section below. The above 2 measures that I just proposed are likely to be effective in the short term, and they are measures that demonstrate the humanity of Iowans toward invasive animals. However, if this measure lasts, it may be impossible to control the baboon population. Therefore, they use drum traps, a type of trap commonly used to hunt invasive baboons. This trap works by stimulating their curiosity as they greedily eat food. The trap is made of a cylindrical metal barrel with a metal latch trap door. When baboons run into the trap to get the bait, the trap door will close and they will be trapped inside. Often traps are placed in areas where many baboons live near their food sources, such as fruit gardens or residential areas. Empty traps can work effectively 24/7. However, people often set traps in the early morning or late afternoon when they go out to look for food. Bait traps are often fruits and baboons' favorite foods such as bananas and sweet potatoes, which is an effective way to hunt and control their numbers each year. Traps can be used to capture hundreds of invasive baboons. Drum traps are among the most popular and effective traps for dealing with invasive species. According to the United States Department of Agriculture (USDA), over the past 5 years, the drum trapping program has plummeted to more than 7,000 baboons in Iowa, a figure that proves this method is the most effective in controlling them. If you support this method, please leave number 2 in the comments section below. However, to hunt baboons with empty traps, people need a permit from the competent authority. The purpose of licensing is to ensure that hunting activities are carried out in a safe and legal manner, protecting both people and animals. However, some people disagree with hunting baboons using empty traps because they believe the practice is cruel and unfair. They believe that baboons are also wild animals that need to be protected and should not be put down when caught in traps, as this can cause mental damage to them. In addition, snare drums can also cause pain to humans if not used properly and can affect other animals. What do you think about the measures Iowans have taken? Please share your thoughts below for everyone to exchange ideas. Comment number 0 if you disagree with the invasion of baboons into residential areas. And comment number 1 if you support countermeasures by setting traps. Wild boars are not only an invasive species, but also a source of great damage to livestock and agriculture and the natural environment. The consequences they bring can reduce agricultural productivity, increase the risk of disease transmission to livestock, and affect the entire ecosystem on crop farms. Wild boars became the enemies of farmers because of their destructive behavior. They destroy crops, eat seeds, tubers and fruits, causing heavy damage to agricultural production. This not only reduces farmers' income, but also affects food supplies. Furthermore, wild boars also cause soil erosion, damage irrigation systems, and reduce soil quality, greatly affecting the stability of the agricultural environment and the ability of soil to regenerate for crops. This animal has omnivorous habits and can consume a variety of foods from plants to small animals, such as insects and mice. They use their snouts and food to dig in the ground looking for food, and sometimes scratch the ground to create shelter. When active at night, they increase the risk of encountering them, especially in rural areas and primary forests. Wild stem boars not only have the ability to become a source of disease transmission, but can also carry many dangerous infectious diseases such as African swine fever, swine tuberculosis, foot and mouth disease. These diseases not only threaten the health of animals, but can also spread to humans and endanger entire communities. Hunting wild pigs by plane in the United States has proven to be an effective strategy for controlling and preventing invasive species. This method has been practiced since the 1980s and has become increasingly popular and widely used. Although the cost of hunting by plane is not small, ranging from $1,500 to $5,000 per flight, these methods provide many important benefits. First of all, it is highly effective and capable of killing large numbers of feral pigs in a short period of time, helping to minimize their impact on the environment and protecting farmers from damage caused by encroachment. In addition, a pilot license is a necessary condition to ensure that the operator is capable of operating the aircraft safely and accurately. This is important to avoid unwanted accidents during hunting and ensure the safety of both the pilot and those participating in the activity. A hunting license is also a necessity, especially when using guns for an aircraft. This ensures that the operator is skilled in using hunting equipment correctly and safely, while complying with relevant legal regulations. Crop fields and orchards are often the main feeding areas for feral pigs, making it easier for them to reach and control aircraft. This makes hunting more convenient, increasing the ability to locate and hunt jungle areas where wild pigs often hide. The aircraft's versatility and ability to reach hard-to-reach areas has increased the effectiveness of aerial hunting operations. The wild boar population in the United States has decreased significantly in 2023. The population is estimated to have decreased from 5 million in 2000 to about 2.5 million. Despite significant achievements, feral pigs continue to threaten the environment and pose a risk of transmitting diseases to humans. Maintaining and developing control measures is important to ensure a balance between the survival of animals and the protection of their habitat. Controlling and preventing feral pig invasions remains an issue that requires ongoing attention and action. How do you feel about this measure? Leave number 1 if you like the method of hunting wild boar by plane. Otherwise, if you don't like it, leave number 0 and share your opinion in the comments section below. And now, let's continue watching the rest of the video to learn more about the history and impact of wild boars in the United States. Creating safe and favorable locations to observe and hunt wild boar is a process that requires careful selection. This not only ensures efficiency in hunting, but also requires quietness so as not to lose hunting opportunities when wild pigs appear. To take advantage of this opportunity, the hunting process is often carried out in a group model. In this model, support and interaction between team members play an important role. Teammates not only provide safety, but also support each other in optimizing hunting strategies. This ensures every operation is efficient and safe from information gathering to harvest, resulting in a successful and wilder harvest. Where farmers face difficult challenges when confronting millions of ferocious wild boars that invade crops during the harvest season. In this video, we will witness an exciting adventure and discover how talented farmers face this special challenge. The most effective wild boar hunting season is usually done by helicopter. Follow catfarmer and discover the unique and effective strategies American farmers use to solve this problem. Don't forget to leave number 1 if you are ready. Wild boar, with a significant population growth rate of about 20 to 25% per year, poses major challenges. Its rapid reproduction and ability to adapt to a variety of environments make management difficult. Biologists and wildlife managers estimate that 60 to 70% of wild boar populations need to be removed each year to maintain current numbers. Wild boar populations, although large and intelligent animals, with adults weighing up to 661.38 pounds, are also capable of traveling alone or in groups to forage. Although wild pigs move quite slowly because of many obstacles, this does not reduce their danger. Hunting wild boar by helicopter in the U.S. is an interesting experience and attracts the attention of many people. However, the cost of renting a helicopter to hunt wild boar can range from $2,000 to $5,000 USD per vehicle. Despite its high cost, it offers an effective opportunity to control wild boar populations. The average hour of helicopter hunting for wild boar can travel at speeds of 100 to 150 miles per hour. And Texas is one of the popular states for this hunting activity. With its flat terrain, open forests, and swamps, Texas provides favorable conditions for hunting wild boar. The helicopter wild boar hunting adventure is an exciting and challenging experience. Hunters will search for wild boars from above, then use hunting tools to take them down and comply with relevant U.S. laws. Wild boar hunting often varies from state to state during hunting season. Some states only allow hunting of feral hogs during certain times of the year, while others allow hunting year-round with an estimated feral hog population license. The number of wild boars hunted each year ranges from several hundred thousand to several million. When a wild boar is detected, the hunter will immediately notify the pilot, and together they will fly to the animal's location. Hunters aim to use hunting tools to take down their targets, especially wild boars. The method is usually performed by taking down from the back of the head or neck, ensuring that the takedown is quick and effective. The average visual range of hunting helicopters is 750 feet, meaning they are capable of hitting targets at this distance. However, there are hunting devices that can operate at a range of 1,000 feet, expanding the possibilities of hunting in a variety of locations. Different approaches require precision and skill of the hunter and pilot when landing the helicopter. Safe altitude depends on the terrain and the type of helicopter rotor, which is important in repelling pig populations and bringing them into an easy-to-kill area. Helicopter blades also help hunters easily spot them in the bush. However, taking down feral pigs is often most effective when they are moving or foraging, and open areas provide easier access for hunters. The number of wild boars that can be destroyed per hunt can be from 1 to 3. But using helicopters to hunt wild boars also has disadvantages. This method allows hunters to access remote areas and take down many animals in a short time. However, the high cost and risk of endangering people and other animals in the area are disadvantages of this method. This is especially true when helicopter hunting takes place near residential areas or natural areas. Therefore, caution and careful consideration should be used before using this method to ensure safety and protect the surrounding environment. Many people believe that using helicopters to kill wild boars can disrupt the ecological balance, help control small animals, and create conditions for plants to grow. However, using helicopters for hunting can cause environmental pollution due to noise and smoke emissions. Noise pollution can affect water and air quality. Emissions from helicopters can also pollute the environment, and waste from hunting activities can pollute the landscape. Using helicopters to hunt wild boars is generally considered inhumane, as it can lead to the extermination of young or pregnant wild boars. This method is becoming increasingly popular in the U.S. because of its effectiveness and speed. However, it also faces many challenges, and the intelligence of wild boars can affect the effectiveness of the hunting process. Please leave number 2 if you think this method could be improved to reasonably reduce wild boar numbers. Wild boars cause about $50 million in damage per year to Canadian agriculture by 2023. It is expected that the number of wild pigs will decrease by 30% compared to 2022. Are you wondering what measures Canadian farmers have taken to deal with this invasive species? Leave number 1 behind and explore with me now. In the story set in 2023, a farmer in Canada witnessed a horrifying scene when a herd of ferocious wild boars attacked his farm, causing heavy damage. The story is told by Mr. Smith, owner of a hybrid farm in the province of Saskatchewan, Canada. Early one morning, Mr. Smith discovered large footprints of wild boar in the field. Worried about the safety of his family farm, he quickly reported the incident to local authorities for resolution. According to Mr. Smith, a herd of wild boars suddenly appeared from the nearby forest. They aggressively destroy fences and invade farms, attacking the ecosystem. Wild boars are known to run at speeds of up to 30 mph, making them extremely difficult to stop. The sudden attack by a herd of wild boars made Mr. Smith extremely worried. He said the damage caused by the wild boar herd was estimated to be in the millions of Canadian dollars. The problem of invasive wild boars is becoming increasingly serious in many areas of Canada, and local authorities are working to take measures to control and eradicate wild emerald ash boars. However, this remains a major challenge for Canadians working in agriculture. Listening to this story, do you have any way to help Mr. Smith's family? Please share your opinion. According to a national survey of feral swine, feral pig populations spread across Canada at an astonishing rate of 9% per year from the late 1980s to the early 1990s. This is driven by rapid reproduction, typically every 6 to 8 months, and each litter has 4 to 6 cubs. Professor Ryan Brook of the University of Saskatchewan's Colleges of Agriculture and Biological Resources said in a 2023 article for the Associated Press that if 65% of feral hogs are killed each year, their numbers will remain low. According to The Economist, the number of feral pigs in Canada currently exceeds 62,000 and is growing. This confirms that without strong measures, the government and Canadians will have difficulty controlling the current wild boar population. The Canadian government has issued a policy to license the use of helicopters to hunt wild boar for professional hunters. The use of helicopters for wild boar hunting is permitted only to professional hunters who have been trained and certified to participate in the hunt. Cruise hunters can use the Robinson R-66 helicopter, a light helicopter that has a top speed of up to 128 miles per hour and can carry up to 5 people. Are you curious about how much it costs for a hunter to rent a helicopter every time he goes hunting? The cost of renting a helicopter for wild boar hunting in Canada can range from $500 to $1,000 per flight hour, depending on the type of helicopter rental and the location of the operation. According to statistics from the Canadian Ministry of Natural Resources in 2022, more than 10,000 wild boars were destroyed by helicopter, which has brought some effectiveness in controlling the number of wild pigs in Canada. If you find using helicopters effective, leave number 1 in the comments. Otherwise, if you disagree, leave a 0 and share your opinion. This was Smith's first experience participating in wild hunting. He had experience hunting on the ground, but because he was worried about his farm, he decided to join the helicopter hunting group. are a beginner in your hunting journey. Use hunting tools with good sights to ensure accuracy and help save costs. If you found this advice helpful, leave number 2 in the comments. He said joining the group for the first time was exciting. However, because he wasn't wearing noise-canceling headphones, the sound of the helicopter's propellers made his ears hurt by the end of the journey. However, he emphasized that the benefits of helicopters cannot be denied, as it helps move flexibly in the air and reach hard-to-reach locations in the bushes, helping him and other hunters defeat predators, wild boar. Wild boar numbers have decreased significantly in the area, and helicopter hunting has played an important role in raising public awareness of the invasive wild boar problem. People have begun to pay attention and participate in wild boar control activities, thereby contributing to protecting community safety. Mr. Smith is a prime example of an individual who contributes to protecting the safety of the community. What do you think about his actions? Do you support his involvement in dealing with invasive feral swine in Canada? Although some people in Canada do not support helicopter hunting for feral hogs, as they believe the method is more cruel than traditional hunting methods. They are concerned that the use of guns from above could pose a danger to other animals in the area, especially birds and small mammals. Noise from helicopters can also disrupt wildlife habitats and affect the ecosystem and lives of local people. In addition to the risk of accidents when hunting, this is also a point of concern not only for pilots and hunters, but also for people living near hunting areas. Although organizing helicopter hunts can help reduce wild boar numbers in the short term, this is not a long-term solution due to their ability to reproduce quickly. Therefore, when the government organizes hunting trips for people, it is necessary to choose dense forest areas, far from areas where people often travel and live to ensure everyone's safety. Finally, Canadians who want to participate in the response to invasive feral pigs need to have a hunting equipment license and a professional license with hunting experience. Without these 2 types of licenses, they can be fined hundreds of dollars and even imprisoned in some serious cases. If you are concerned about the environmental impact of helicopter hunting for wild boar, leave a 0 and share your opinion in the comments section below. Thank you for watching this far. Please click the subscribe button to update the latest videos on how to deal with wild pigs and many other invasive animals. Catching devilfish has become an indispensable part of many people's daily lives. This fish often hides deep underground or lives on muddy surfaces and in freshwater and saltwater areas. To catch devilfish in lakes full of water, people have applied elaborate net weaving and fishing methods, bringing memorable memories for generations. Trips on boats that took them out to the middle of the lake area combined with nature exploration created memories of being immersed in the natural landscape. choosing the right place and time to cast your net has become an important part of the devilfish catching experience. For the first time after that, he saw many small devilfish being pulled up. Looking at their wide mouth and stiff fins, you can understand why they are called devilfish. Avoid letting fish fins sting your hands as they can cause painful wounds. However, this process of catching fish is done delicately and effectively. The fish were caught on the thick rope and held in the rope as the fisherman pulled it up. As the fish begin to rise from the water, each fish is carefully removed and placed in the boat. An estimated 2 million devilfish are caught each year, a relatively small number compared to their population, but an important part of protecting the environment and maintaining the natural balance of the world. This area. From another method of catching devilfish, Americans have found another solution to deal with this invasive fish. They created tools to hunt them in swampy areas, where the amount of water is quite low, making it convenient to find and catch devilfish. The fisherman follows the presence of the devilfish on the surface of the water, revealing its body from the fins on its head. Have you ever thought that hunting devilfish on the water is always easier in areas with more water? We need boats to move, but those brave people constantly search for traces of devilfish on guide boats on the water like real divers. When the fisherman discovered the devilfish, he quickly threw his spear towards the fish with great force. Many people actually ask me if it is good to eat devilfish. The answer is I will show you how to prepare the devilfish that I harvested. We harvested a lot of fish. I'll choose the biggest one to show you. First of all, we will clean it, and then I will separate the fish's belly to remove the internal organs. The skin is very thick and difficult to separate, so you should be more careful with your cooking utensils. After a bit of fiddling with the fish's belly, I was able to cut enough to deal with the fish's insides. After cleaning, we will prepare the ingredients to put in the fish's belly, including onions, garlic, and a little coriander or necessary to create aroma for the fish meat. Some people have tried it and said that devilfish tastes exactly like chicken. But to be honest, I personally really feel like it's quite similar to shrimp when it comes to flavor. If you want to try this dish someday, leave comment number 3 below to let everyone know. The massive European rabbit boom in Australia is another example of the impact of wild boar-like animals that reproduce rapidly and adapt to a wide range of habitats. It has caused many environmental and economic problems, degraded land, affected agricultural productivity, and caused ecological imbalance. Statistics on the economic cost of European rabbit. Invasions in Australia are impressive, reaching $1.5 billion per year. Of this total, about $1 billion USD goes to environmental damage and $500 million USD affects agriculture. Rabbit plague has spread across the Australian continent, including areas as diverse as deserts and mountains to the most difficult areas with humid climates. The rabbit hunt was organized in 1923 by the Australian government to control the exploding wild rabbit population. More than 100,000 people participated in this hunt, catching millions of rabbits. This hunt has made an important contribution to controlling wild rabbit populations in Australia. Daytime rabbit hunting in Australia is often carried out in areas with thriving vegetation, such as grassland or bush. Australia has many areas that are ideal for this hunting activity, including the grasslands of the south and southeast with tropical climates, as well as the central savanna region with an arid climate. This is helping to control rabbit populations and protect the Australian environment from the negative impacts of invasion. Daytime rabbit hunting in Australia requires careful preparation and strict adherence to rules to ensure safety and effectiveness. This usually begins at first light, when wild rabbits often emerge and seek shelter under bushes or bushes. The hunter needs to approach the target carefully to ensure an accurate and immediate kill, avoiding causing unnecessary pain to the animal. Once felled, wild rabbits are harvested for use as food or animal feed. The hunting process requires participants to comply with Australian hunting laws. Choose the correct type of hunting equipment and carry out inspection before use. Safety is a primary concern, and using hunting equipment in safe locations is important. Respecting the environment also plays an important role, helping to maintain natural balance during hunting. In compliance with Australian hunting laws, choosing the correct type of hunting equipment and adhering to safety rules is important to ensure that hunting is carried out safely and respectfully of the environment. Controlling the number of rabbits hunted each day depends on many factors, such as the skill of the individual hunter, weather conditions, and hunting area. to ensure safety and increase the effectiveness of controlling rabbit populations at night. Hunters often take advantage of the strong activity of rabbits when they come out of their nests to eat and hunt at this time. Using headlights helps hunters see rabbit fur more clearly in dark conditions, increasing the likelihood of catching more rabbits than hunting during the day. Most important is the practice of hunting responsibly, preserving the environment and ensuring the safety of both hunters and other animals in the area. This also helps maintain ecological balance and effectively control rabbit populations. Hunters often use hunting tools to catch them at once, with each hunter capable of catching about 20 to 30 rabbits in a single night. However, the actual number may be lower due to the influence of skill and the diversity of night rabbit hunting locations. Nighttime rabbit hunting has proven effective in controlling invasive rabbit populations in Australia. According to Australian government estimates, about 100 million rabbits are destroyed each year, making an important contribution to efforts to control and protect the environment. Nighttime rabbit hunting is a unique and effective way to control wild rabbit populations and ensure environmental sustainability. Vehicles such as hunting dogs and drones are also widely used to hunt wild rabbits. The drones are capable of detecting rabbits in their surroundings and are combined with other vehicles, such as boats, to navigate the swamp. Hunting rabbits during the day through flexible methods and taking advantage of marshy environments is also considered an effective method to meet the challenge of wild bovines. This gives groups of hunters flexible access and the opportunity to catch rabbits even during the day. When faced with experience and the density of wildlife in a hunting area, the use of hunting dogs is not only an important tactic, but also helps hunters overcome the challenges of running in the wilderness. Hunting methods for wild pig movements on marsh grass are often carried out with the assistance of hunting dogs to optimize search and harvest capabilities. The use of boats also played an important role in helping hunters move efficiently and overcome the difficulties typical of swamp environments. Swamp environments are often quite difficult to navigate, requiring the hunter's steadiness and technique. The agility and ferocity of wild pigs create a unique challenge, requiring caution and vigilance on the part of the hunter. In the state of Mississippi, the swamp rat population is a serious problem with an estimated 100 million animals, more than any other state in the United States. The swamp rat, a rodent that lives in wetlands and is well adapted to the Mississippi environment, has posed a threat to crops and ecosystems. Mississippi farmers have taken measures to deal with this problem. Swamp rat hunting is the most effective control method in Mississippi, where farmers and hunters work together to maintain a balance between humans and animals throughout the year. Swamp rats can be hunted both during the day and at night, and they can constantly move across the water in search of food. Farmers often use boats to travel through swamps and search for traces of swamp rats. Mice tracks often appear from the grass lines on both sides of the swamp, and they can even swim on the water's surface. The important skill is standing still and aiming the mouse accurately. And this is a difficult problem that requires practice before participating in the swamp mouse hunting journey. After harvest, each day, the average Mississippi farmer can harvest about 10 to 20 swamp rats. Their meat is used a lot due to its unique flavor and many nutrients. Nutrients are also an issue when it comes to carp, a common freshwater fish that poses a challenge to Mississippi. It was introduced from Europe in the 19th century to farm tilapia, but quickly became an invasive fish and created many local environmental problems. With about 100 million carp, they have a fast reproduction rate, as each female can lay up to 100,000 eggs at a time, and that has caused a sudden increase in the number of carps in a short period of time to affect Mississippi's biodiversity. To solve this problem, farmers are implementing a series of innovative measures to deal with invasive Asian fish in Mississippi. In particular, the use of woven nets has achieved higher and faster harvesting efficiency than other methods. They designed a special type of net, which helped them harvest fish effectively. By using nets, farmers can effectively catch fish in both compartments. The long net is fixed from one end of the bank and stretched across the other end. Once the net is deployed, the boat moves through and creates a powerful force impact, causing the Asian fish to move and be sucked into the net. The harvesting process takes place quickly. It only takes about 20 to 30 minutes to pick up the net, especially on days when the Asian fish invasion is strongest for about 3 days. With this measure, farmers successfully harvested 96,000 pounds of Asian fish, which is an effective and interesting solution to reduce their impact on the local environment. Harvested fish can be used for many different purposes, especially as a popular food source, and can be processed into many different delicious dishes. Wild meat is often more popular in areas with a long tradition of hunting and trapping, such as the western states, where there is a diverse range of wildlife. Wild meat is more dominant in areas like the West than in the eastern states, where consumers have little appetite for farm-raised meat. What do you think? Should we enjoy wild meat or not? Please share your opinion by leaving a 1 if you agree, and a 0 if you disagree. More than 20 states require people to bring wild game meat to wildlife inspection facilities before consuming it. This testing process usually takes several hours and can cost between $10 and $50 per animal in Texas. The inspection fee for wild game meat is $15 per animal under pound and $20 per animal over 100 pounds. Some states require testing of wild meat primarily for food safety reasons, as the meat may contain toxic substances such as lead, mercury, and other heavy metals. The average price for 10,000 pounds of wild game is just $1,000, while the average price for 1,000 pounds of farm-raised pork is $3,500. This relatively high cost is due to the fact that wild meat is often harvested manually, requiring a lot of time and effort. Additionally, wild meat is not always available and only appears at specific times of the year, depending on the hunting or trapping season. These animals come to livestock areas to compete with livestock for food sources. Even though bison are herbivores, they still approach livestock areas, creating unpredictable situations. In the state of Texas, the corn-growing area is facing a major challenge from the number of feral hogs. Data from the United States Department of Agriculture (USDA) shows that in 2022, Texas corn area was severely affected. With approximately 1.5 million acres of corn targeted by feral swine, that represents 14% of the state's total corn acreage. Wild boars have destroyed many cornfields, eating newly planted corn areas and leaving horrifying traces, including footprints and hair in the fields. These losses are having a major impact on Texas agricultural markets, especially in the central region, where feral hog densities are highest. Texas farmers are facing a major challenge in maintaining production and protecting their fields from the negative impacts of feral hogs. The Association of Feral Swine Damage to the Texas agricultural industry has reached an impressive figure of $800 million in 2022. Texas authorities are making efforts to control and reduce the feral swine population. However, this is a major challenge that requires close collaboration and innovative solutions from both local communities and governments. Texas cornfield hunting became an important way to solve the problem, and different hunting methods were used. Each method is particularly effective in controlling and minimizing damage caused by wild boars to cornfields. Daytime hunting is the most common and preferred method, with access to cornfields and the use of various types of hunting equipment to shoot wild boar. Specifically, a hunting incident that recorded a giant 680-pound wild boar in one day in central Texas is an example of the effectiveness of control and hunting measures to protect the agricultural industry. In 2022, the value of this wild boar species reached about $3,500 in cornfields, newly harvested or preparing for the growing season. Airplanes can be used to hunt wild boar, especially when the field is not covered with vegetation, making observation and hunting more effective. Helicopters are a common type of vehicle used to hunt wild boar. Twin-engine helicopters can carry more hunters and hunting equipment than single-engine helicopters. However, single-engine helicopters may be preferred for use in narrow or difficult-to-reach areas. To enhance hunting efficiency and reduce noise and impact on residential areas, helicopters often fly low to approach wild boars. Highly skilled helicopter control can help hunters capture a wild boar in the hunting area, making this hunting method more effective and easier to sweep than other methods. In addition, hunting wild boar by helicopter is not only safer than hunting by foot, but also helps hunters avoid direct contact with this animal. Hunting wild boar by helicopter provides greater safety and convenience, helps reduce the risk of accidents, and facilitates the hunting process. However, this method also has some disadvantages. Owning and operating a helicopter can be expensive and requires professional skills. In addition, hunting by helicopter can cause noise and environmental pollution, which should be considered in protecting the natural environment. Do you believe in other more effective solutions? If so, please share your opinion below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to support the channel, and share with your friends so they can enjoy it too.